Welcome back to part 2 of that video, guys. Let's jump right back into it. Let's go.
Sounds like you want to be a furry. Sounds like you want to dress up as a squirrel. No, I don't. You're just a grown-ass man dressed as a possum walking around a fucking casino. That's weird.
But Chris,
The reason why you have a problem with people who live a certain lifestyle is because you're secretly in that lifestyle and you want to come out and you want to express. No, just no. No. Okay?
this shows y'all forgetting one thing about this conversation. I said it was parents at the table. You know who got the biggest issue with this shit? The women. So are they Fraggle maggots?
Because we've been telling them for years, stop being furry down there. Now all of a sudden, furries is it.
All I'm simply saying is we spend too much time talking about micros and not enough time talking about macros.
Well, micros might be macro to us.
They are during an election.
That truth is what I said it last week. That's why Democrats lost the election in such a pronounced way. Because when you have an entire population, it wasn't Democrats, it wasn't Republicans, it wasn't progressive, it wasn't conservatives. Every single person who wasn't a millionaire, let's be honest, was saying things are too expensive. Great. Inflation's down. Congratulations. But you see, the problem with inflation is it never reverses. Okay, a lot of people may not know this. Inflation always goes up. It always goes up. So when they say inflation has come down, all it means is instead of doing this, it's doing this. It's not going straight up like it was before. It's just going over a little bit more. Okay, let me go in the other direction. It's doing this. Okay, the increase is increasing slower. So that's why people are still hurting. So prices are going up, but your pay isn't. Your real wages aren't going up. And sitting there and telling somebody to give you to raise the minimum wage, that's not going to do it either. It takes some basic economics to figure out why that's not going to work. Let me give it to you real quick. The company pays you more money. Guess what they're going to do? Raise their prices. The entire state gives you a raise, gives you a hike to the minimum wage. Guess what? Every single one of those companies are going to raise their prices to make up for that loss. These companies are not going to lose. Okay?
But Chris, we're talking about the Democrats, though.
So here's the thing. To me, it's not about a single issue. It's not about furries. It's not about pronouns. It's not about whatever. All these issues are indicative of a greater cultural shift that lacks common sense for people. Here's what I'm trying to say. Most of us don't really have corporate jobs here. I mean, I guess you guys do work for a corporation, but you get to do whatever the fuck you guys want. The average person that just walks in, they're doing sales at iHeart or whatever, they're walking around and they're going, okay, should I start with my pronouns today? Can I make this joke around these people? Am I allowed to wear these shoes? Are these shoes considered racist? Like, what is going on? Am I culturally appropriating if I get cornrows? Like, what the fuck?
I just taught a class at a major university where I'm supposed to give my pronouns at the start of the class. You know what I did?
What?
I said, my name's Chris Morrow. I don't say he, she.
So you said, fuck him.
I said, fuck it. It's goofy. I know it's goofy.
So, Chris, why are you mad at the shit? You're proving Andrew's point.
I just handled it in 1 second. I just said Chris Morrow and I kept it moving.
But yeah, but you didn't get challenged. What if one of those little motherfuckers would have been like, excuse me, what is your pronoun?
I'd be like, I don't think it's important for me to share that.
Canceled. Canceled. You, sir, just got labeled a bigot. And some istophobes and whatnot. You just got canceled. Okay? Not now, because things are loosening up, but you actually said that in that moment, on that stage, in that venue, you're done.
Fuck that shit, MAGA.
I'm disagreeing with
Fuck that shit, MAGA.
Not a big fucking issue.
My point is this.
I got protested at Harvard for that shit, Joe.
There you go, saying it again.
I got protested at Harvard.
Charlemagne got protested at Harvard. Charlemagne. Breakfast Club Charlemagne. Come on now.
Now what's happened to Harvard?
Story.
Now
I went to Harvard and they was like, Charlemagne, these kids, they think you're transphobic, you're homophobic. I'm like, why? Let's have a discussion about it. I'm like, let's not run from it. Let's not just let them be mad. They can come in. I'm a big boy. I can take the heat. Until we sit down and have the conversation.
And then what happened?
So I want to, you know what? By the way, that was like 8 years ago. I want to know where all them little motherfuckers are now.
Where are they?
So I go.
They working for Pfizer.
Where am I transphobic and homophobic?
He's still sour.
One kid stands up and goes, because you said, how come people can understand Caitlyn Jenner, but don't understand Rachel Dolezal? Right? Because if you remember, it was back-to-back weeks. Caitlyn was 1 week, then Rachel Dolezal came out the next week. All I simply said was, hey, if Caitlyn says she identifies as a woman and Rachel saying she identifies as black, why shit on Rachel?
Gender and race are both social constructs.
To me, that's what I would think. Like, that's common sense. Guess what the second...
That's too much common sense, Charlemagne. Go back. Back up. Go backwards now.
Second thing was, okay, so why am I homophobic? Because you was interviewing Young M.A. and you said to Young M.A., hey, shorty give you head and she deep throat, but how? And so Young M.A. said with a strap on. And you said, isn't that like getting a tattoo on a fake arm and acting like it hurts? So that makes me homophobic and transphobic?
No, it makes you have common sense.
Or just a man trying to understand something that's weird. Just that simple. You want to throw all these new things at people and then expect them to just know it. But then at the same time, you think they're too dumb to understand. It makes no sense.
I'm just asking the questions here.
Do you see? And that's why Uncle Donnie T is about to take their endowments. Bye. Bye, Harvard. Bye. Bye, Uncle Donnie T is about to take that endowment so you can stop teaching these nonsense shit bull. Think I'm destroying these Ivy League
And this was before Trump.
And now
this was like 7-8 years ago.
Snatch
maybe longer.
Snatch your endowments. Snatch your. You bet your dad.
To go after Charlemagne, the man himself. Okay?
Daddy better be able to make a library. Your daddy better be able to build a library for you to go to that fucking school. My point is, Chris, you can't be weird and pretentious. Nobody wants to be talked down to by a furry. Okay?
Nobody wants to be talked down to.
Nobody wants to be talked down to at all.
Now, here's the thing. What this is a good part for me, and this is why I feel like a lot of the issues come up on the right, on the left, is that everything can be twisted, right? There's multiple ways to take things, and if you decide to take a forceful way, it doesn't work. Let me see if I can break down a bit simpler. You can choose to say something a kind way, right? Or you could just get to the point. It still means the same thing, but more people are going to be offended by you just getting to the point. A lot of people just want to get to the point, but a lot of other people refer to for you to just ignore it or just beat around the bush and don't come out exactly and say it. And this is what Andrew's about to talk about. Hey, what are you doing? Did you subscribe yet? How about that like button? It's pretty lonely. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for me, all right? Let's get back to the video.
That's right.
But if you're a normal person, you could talk down to me. If you're just being normal and I'm being abnormal and you talk down to me, I go, all right, I kind of get it.
A normal person wouldn't talk down to you, though.
Oh, let me say it like this. Let's say we're all behaving at a restaurant and then somebody's just acting like an asshole at a restaurant. If somebody goes, why are you behaving like this? We're all at a restaurant trying to have a good dinner and you're here acting a fool. I might be upset, but you got a point. You know what I mean? Like I'm acting like an asshole and you're acting normal. Yeah. But if you are the furry at a restaurant talking down to me, fuck out of here.
By the way, and they're still doing it now. I'm watching people every day, just every single thing that comes out from the Trump administration. It's just like they're just so up in arms about this. It's like, yo, as I said earlier, there's going to be some people who are completely right, and there's going to be some people who are completely wrong. Let's let it play out because we are here now.
All these little micro things that we're talking about, we can agree are micro, but it is the overall sentiment that there are hundreds of little micro things that we disagree with naturally, that the majority of people disagree with, but we feel afraid to talk about, that is exhausting to the average person. And
who's getting fired for having certain ideas? What side of the aisle is going to lose their job for saying certain things? And it's not because it's a istophobe or anything like that. It's simply, we don't agree and you shouldn't say it. Therefore, we're going to give you that label. All right?
And they're just like, we need to change this shit. I'm over it. I'm done. That is the sentiment of the average person. While we agree, they are micro things, but it is the overall sentiment that these micro things are dominating the cultural conversation, and people feel exhausted.
How come we don't give corporate America more shit? And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that.
Talk that shit.
Corporate America, the entertainment industry, Hollywood, like any industry, right?
Flip-flopping nonstop.
Because there was a time when all of these conversations first started happening. If we could just actually talk through these things without fear of any consequences, we would have got somewhere a lot farther.
And without them putting their foot on the scale, acting like they give two craps about these social issues. For instance, think about Target. Oh, look, we need to support the LGBTQ community. We're going to have Pride Day in our stores. We're going to put it on the front stage. They got boycotted. You know what they did? For the states that really led those boycotts, they put that kind of stuff in the back of the store, removed it altogether. Okay? So, don't think they're going to sacrifice their bottom line because they believe in your cause. They're not going to do that for anything. All they care about is the money. And if the cause is going to help them make more money, best and believe they will be on your side. And they will say it from the mountaintop until they get slapped by a counter protest that says, you want to do that? You won't get our money. And then they learn the best case scenario is I can't get one side mad because then the other side's gonna be happy about it. I'm always gonna make somebody mad. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna close my mouth and keep making my clothes and keep being target. And that's exactly what they did.
But because corporate America would react so swiftly, because Hollywood, entertainment, any industry would react swiftly, you get fined, you get fired, like all of this shit, cancel culture. Like as soon as you make you say the wrong pronoun, or you say the wrong thing, immediately people are on your head. If those entities would have did what they're doing now, which is shutting the fuck up, right, and letting people work things out, we would have been past this a long motherfucking time ago. Now I feel like corporate America realizes the mistake they made because I feel like, damn. We let go of so many good people. We canceled. We fell victim to so much cancel culture, and we buckled for a lot of things we probably didn't have to buckle to. Am I wrong, Chris?
No.
I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I hope that we don't make the same mistakes that we made back in 2016. Because another thing that happened in 2016, Trump won, and it was an immediate reaction from everybody. I feel like people felt like since Trump won and they couldn't keep him out the White House, they punished everybody else.
But now I feel like the honest reaction from the majority of people is this is a cultural reset that we need about all these little micro things. The macro things might end up being horrendous. Geopolitics might be horrendous.
The economy might be
horrendous.
That's what I'm telling Chris.
But
is he not? What did I tell you last week?
But I'm agreeing.
Yes.
There might be. We don't know if it will or won't, but it might be. But the average American is feeling right now, we need a reset from all these little micro things. It's enough. Okay. There's no more fucking common sense.
So now let's talk about those macros you mentioned.
Yeah, let's talk about
the macros.
Yeah.
And you said the right thing, Schultz.
Talk to me.
It will or it might not be.
Let's hope
I'm hoping for the best.
Let's hope for the best.
I'm hoping for the best
too.
when it comes to geopolitical politics. I'm hoping for the best when it comes to all of that stuff. Guess what? There's going to be a side who's right about that.
And there's going to be a side that's
who's wrong. The micro shit, the weird
we
shit,
need that
y'all lost that, but they lost that.
It's over.
Lost. It cost
over.
you a fucking election.
It cost you an election. Maybe
it cost you an election.
Maybe.
As Chris said, you sacrificed it all to the altar of. What did he say? You sacrificed it all to the altar of gender politics. That's just the truth. All right, guys. I'm gonna cut this one short here. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll be doing a lot more videos like this. It's time for us to, pay attention to what's going on. Let's not just accept everything we hear and pretend like, everything we hear on the TV is the truth. Go out there, find your own information. Listen to different sides. Look at Charlemagne. You think he's happy that Trump won? Not one bit. But there he is sitting right next to Andrew Schulz. He's ecstatic that Trump won. All right? Guys, thank you for kicking with me. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace.